Hang on, so give me a minute. Hang on. Cerise, have you said anything to Miss Dominica?
Absolutely.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Blackbird 91. We're talking to you guys about a reason why Nephew Tommy is being dragged. And do you know what? I actually understand why. Because this happened before. Some seasons back, I remember, he was wanting the woman to be respected. And the same thing again here. He wants it to be a respectful show. And I actually got no problem with that. But you're going to have to hold both people accountable because Zoe really came at Charisse. Don't get it twisted. Zoe really came at Charisse. And, maybe the editing or whatever, you never said anything about, Zoe, respect the ladies on the panel. Rather, you didn't say anything. But then when the women were arguing, you said, women, there should be a level of respect. And I think you said it more than once on this particular episode. So people are going to look at it and go, okay, so you're telling women to be respectful when they're arguing. And yet Zoe is railing on Charisse. And don't get twisted. I think Charisse moves mad. I think Zoe moves mad, but you ain't saying nothing about a level of respect for Zoe and the way that he was going on about Charisse, while Charisse was actually having a discussion with Dominica, and so a lot of the audience are going to feel some type of way about this, and I actually totally understand this because if the editing didn't show him talking to Zoe, they did Nephew Tommy a disservice. But the reality is we didn't see that, so now the audience is going to feel some type of way about the fact that you didn't hold. Zoe to the same standards that you're holding black women to. And it's going to look some type of way. So I actually understand. We're going to discuss a little bit more on this particular video. If you're new to the channel, do me a massive favor. Like it, share, subscribe. Click on that bell button for notification to uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked and stay loaded. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated. Listen, let's get into this video. All right, Nephew Tommy's being dragged on Twitter, left, right, and center by the black women because of the fact that he made a comment about, the ladies should respect themselves. And whilst they were arguing. And to be honest, I'll be honest with you, except the Caden and the Caden and Charisse one, everyone else's arguments were pretty tame. And so the fact that he said, obviously, ladies have a level of respect, but then Zoe is going so hard on Charisse, you fake, and bringing up this, it made this kind of comparison. Like, are you really wanting a level of respect for the ladies, but then don't want it for men? And all that's going to scream is that you're inconsistent. And all it's going to tell the audience is you want that for women to have a high standard, but you don't hold the men to the same standard. It can come off a little bit misogynistic. This is the reality of what it is. Do I think that's what he is? No. But I think it can come off misogynistic. And I always say as well, just like people have to undo certain things in their mindset, I think men as well, including myself, I've told you this as well, I've told you this personally, we all have to undo some of our misogynistic mindsets that can play about in the way that we look at situations. And when I look at this situation, if you're holding a woman to a higher account than you are holding the men, then I'm going to make a deduction that there may be some misogynistic undertones that we have to undo that may be coming through as the reason why we said what we said at that point in time. But that is if the editing didn't show him telling Zoe what he was doing too much. Because there was a back and forth between Zoe and Charisse, and we didn't hear about, is there going to be a level of respect? So it's looking some type of way. That's why they're dragging him at the moment. And again, I'm not saying he's a misogynist or anything like that. I'm just saying I've called him out on something before. I called him out on like similar seasons back as well. If you see my videos, I called him out on something like this, very similar. And it's just like you can't call one side and not the other. All right, you can't. Like it's not fair to do it one-sidedly that way, right? We totally understand. I called this. Yes, I remember. I did a video. If you go back to my videos, I called Nephew Tommy out on this in season 2, I think it was, right? About the reunion about Alexis, all right? When Alexis came at, I don't even know. It wasn't that one. I apologize. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that season. Sorry. Apologize. I thought it was part of it, but it wasn't that one. That season, Alexis came at Dr. That season, I think it was Alexis that came at Tommy. I think it was that season. Through my videos and see it again, but I think it was that season as well. That was early season 2. But I'm thinking about the Camille situation and everything when the ladies were arguing, and I was saying we need someone who could actually sort out some of the issues rather than just saying have a respect level. Because listen, people are gonna argue. You got human beings in one place for a very long time. They're going to argue. What we need to do is find a way how to get them to argue in a way that is not destructive, but rather constructive. So that's my only critique of Nephew Tommy in that position. And maybe he hasn't been given the license on the show to do such a thing. And that can also be it. But I just see that, in this particular part, I can see why they're dragging him. Yeah. And that's just no one's immune from the critique. That's why they're dragging him. They're dragging him because you've unfairly ruled in this particular case. So let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys think that it was unfair the way he tried that he didn't hold the Zoe accountable, but then wanted all the black women to be respectful to one another? Do you feel like I'm doing too much? Maybe I've got it wrong. How did you see the Tommy situation? I'm always open to be corrected here as well. But yeah, on this channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of uploads, and don't forget as well, if you love what we do, you can always support the channel by sending us a little cash app as well, if the Lord leads you to. All right, we appreciate you guys. A lot loaded. We're gonna see you.